Folks, Turbine Guy coming back at you. And I do have the deal. And I just want to say up front, this is quite disturbing about what I'm about to read happened. So please, no kids. And, if you're a little faint, heart or squeamish, please don't watch. But this isn't from me. This came from Fox 9. And they basically went through the press release. So I figured I'd just use their version of it. I talked to Chief Arniak this morning before he did this press conference, and he said that it's worse than you could think. And I really think that that's true. So let's just go through this real quick and see what really happened. Like I said, this is going to get a little squeamish, so be prepared. The mom of a 6-year-old boy who was found fatally shot in the trunk of a car she was driving on Mount Friday has now been charged with murder, accused of shooting him up to 9 times. I mean, that's a little startling for me. Jalissa Angelica Genrich Thaler, 28, of Spring Park, was charged Monday with second-degree murder in the killing of her 6-year-old son, Eli Hart, on Friday. Now, that's going to be a little questionable. I'm going to ask questions about that once we get done with this. Thaler's first court appearance is scheduled for 1:30 p.m. on Tuesday, and by the way, the Turbine Guy is going to attend that and report to you what happens. 1:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Her bail has been set at $2 million, court documents show. Another person, a man, was also taken into custody on Friday in connection with Eli's death. It's unclear if he's been charged. I don't think he has at this point, and once we get a little farther, find out maybe he wasn't so much a problem as some might think. Okay. Eli's family has launched a GoFundMe. We all know that. That's doing really well, up to $40,000. Eli was a kindergarten student at Shirley Hills in Mound, West Tonka schools. Okay, the charges. Orono Police Chief Corey Farniak spoke with members of the media about the discovery of a body inside the trunk of a vehicle that was stopped Friday morning in Mound. According to the criminal complaint and Orono Police, at about 7 a.m. on Friday, May 20th, police officers conducted a traffic stop on a Chevy Impala driven by Thaler that was missing its front tires and was riding on the rims. The back window of the vehicle was broken out, and there appeared to be blood on Thaler's hand. There was also a shotgun shell and a spent casing in the vehicle, as well as blood and what looked like a bullet hole in the back seat, charges said. You think that's enough to hold someone? We might find out a little different here. Police determined there was probable cause to search the vehicle and that it couldn't be operated safely. That's when police searched the trunk, finding Eli, who had been shot. There was also a shotgun in the trunk. Before police found Eli's body, Thaler had been released from the scene. The cops actually let her go. She's got blood on her. There's shotgun shells, spent shells, holes in the back seat, the windows broken out, and no front tires on the car. And the cops let him go. Thankfully, though, she was apprehended shortly thereafter, but not before the police went to her apartment right up the street to get her, and she was gone at that point. And the washing machine was running with her clothes in it. So they allowed her to go home to try to destroy evidence. Thaler was found leaving the area on foot and was arrested. She had blood and what looked like brain matter in her hair. A witness saw Thaler's vehicle at the Shell gas station on 3 Points Boulevard. Of course, that's what this is titled after. Many people have conflict with. Not long before the traffic stop. Okay, so someone saw her there, and then they called the cops. Police searched the dumpsters at the gas station, finding a backpack, blood, bone, and what looked like, again, brain matter. Police followed damage done to the roads by Thaler's vehicle's rims. So get this. The car was dinging up the road so bad that they were able to follow the scratches in the road, as well as information from witnesses, leading officers to multiple locations where blood and, again, brain matter were discarded. This is what the charges say. Police found a bloody child booster seat in a dumpster, noting the seat has sustained damage consistent with a shotgun blast. Officers spoke to Thaler's friend, identifying the complaint as RP, it's Robert something, some long name, who said over the past week, Thaler wanted to learn how to use a gun. So they went to the range. So they went to a gun range. So she wanted to learn, they went to the range. He said she bought a shotgun on March 17th, and they went to the gun range the next 2 days. He also told police Thaler had been carrying the shotgun in and out of the apartment, and when she did, it was wrapped in a gray blanket. Police further searched Thaler's car, finding significant blood, what appeared to be, again, brain matter, in the back seat. Charges state. A gray blanket was also found in the trunk. A preliminary autopsy found Eli was shot multiple times, possibly up to 9 times, including shots to the torso and head with a shotgun. I can't imagine what would drive someone to do that. Fight for custody. A family member of Eli Hart, the boy found in the trunk, say they expressed concerns about the child's safety to Child Protective Services, but were ignored. Hart's mother has been arrested for the murder. His father was fighting for custody of his son at the time of his death. And we know that from the previous videos and from the GoFundMe, that there were red flags, and Tori Hart was trying to get back. Now, Tori Hart's fiance, Josie Josephson, told Fox 9 the boy's mother struggled with drug addiction and mental issues. That's speaking of Jalissa. But despite the repeated calls for help, Thaler was recently awarded full custody. That was it until last night when we got notified that he was found in the trunk of his mom's car. Not only did we express concerns to multiple people multiple times, every time the response was, this is something for family courts. CPS said laws do not allow us to address this. Unless they see physical abuse, they have no grounds to remove him from her home, Josephson told Fox 9. Fox 9 has reached out to CPS for comment and have not heard back. So there's a story as far as we know it, what really happened. Definitely a gruesome tale of, I don't know, anger, whatever. But it's hard to conceive anybody could do that. And to your own kin or your own son or daughter. Anyway, she's down in jail. The bail hearing is tomorrow at 1:30. I'm attending that. I will report on if somehow she's able to come up with the $2 million bond, which I don't think is going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. But I do have one question for the Orono police, and I'm going to ask the chief at some point here in the future. Why'd you let her go? I've been detained for much less than that. Why'd you let her go? So I'm going to reach out. I'm going to try to get an answer to that and see, so we can all understand that. And you know, the biggest issue to me, I've done a bunch of research I've read the court files. I'm working on videos, kind of show what's happened that way. But it seems to me that Dakota County Child Protection are the ones who failed this kid. Can't say for sure. Just an observation from where I sit, from what I've looked into and what I see. Something we really need to think about, because it seems to be happening more and more often. And I've mentioned before, I've got friends who I know should be having better access to their kids, and the courts won't let them. And I know the women, so I know the men are right in these circumstances. Hey, you know what? Not all men are good, not all men are bad, not all women are good, not all women are bad. However you want to put it, there's some of each. It's a two-way street. This two-way street led to some serious tragedy. See you folks next time. Turbine Guy, signing off.